Hello and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the franchise discussion category. This video will be dedicated to the recap and thoughts for issue 25 of the Young Justice tie-in comics, Players Chapter 6. We begin this issue at Gotham City on December 1st during the time frame of Season 1, where we see Robin and the guests for his birthday party. Some of these guests include Wally West, Artemis, and Bet Kane, by the way, are all playing a game. More specifically, they're all playing Spin the Bottle. A girl who has yet to be revealed at this point in time has her turn for Spin the Bottle, and after the bottle is finished spinning, it points towards Robin, so Robin and the girl proceed to enter the closet. We then jump ahead of time 5 years later, where we see Brainiac is attacking Nightwing, Zatanna, Wonder Girl, Blue Beetle, and Sphere, who have all infiltrated his spacecraft. And we also see Kylstar has unleashed orbs with orbs that are emitting the inhibitor noise on Superboy, Superman, Wonder Woman, Captain Atom, and Captain Marvel. And this is going on Kylstar's spacecraft, naturally, which is somewhere in space. Soon enough, though, Miss Martian arrives, and she uses her telekinesis to destroy the orbs that are emitting the inhibitor noise. Orb 1 is preparing to translate Kylstar's next words. Back on Brainiac's spacecraft, the Scarab tells Blue Beetle Jaime Reyes that the armor contains a weapon that can neutralize Brainiac's attacks. Sphere also has a means to neutralize Brainiac's attacks. So Blue Beetle and Sphere work together to neutralize Brainiac's attacks. Brainiac recognizes Sphere as being from New Genesis, and Brainiac also recognizes the Blue Beetle armor, but he thinks that these surprises won't matter and that he'll succeed in collecting and preserving a city from Earth. Within the force field, so in Metropolis, we see Bumblebee, who has shrunken in size, and Beast Boy, who has taken on the form of a cockroach, have successfully entered the probe that Brainiac sent to Metropolis to create the force field around Metropolis. So Beast Boy and Bumblebee are preparing to deactivate the probe in order to deactivate the force field. Elsewhere in Metropolis, Black Lightning and Jim Harper have arrived to where Batgirl is, and Batgirl has regained consciousness after her battle with Match. She questions where Match is, but Black Lightning responds that Match was already gone by the time he and Jim Harper have arrived. Back on Kylstar's spacecraft, Orb 1 translates that Kylstar is actually quite impressed. A few minutes later, Kylstar has freed all of the other characters that he had captured from their respective planets. And Orb 1 and several other orbs in various different languages are translating Kylstar's words. And Kylstar explains that his home planet was destroyed at some point in the past, and his species was enslaved. So Kylstar was going around gathering individuals in order to help free his people. And Kylstar, though, still views these individuals as sentient weapons. But he does recognize that they deserve freedom, too. And Kylstar had apologized for the trouble he caused them. Superboy wonders if this is truthful, but one of the aliens, who is a telepath, so they're able to translate what they're saying into languages that others can understand. But this alien explains that he's from a sector of the galaxy where Kylstar's planet, and the fate of Kylstar's species is well known. So this alien says that Kylstar is telling the truth. Miss Martian, though, questions what about Brainiac's spacecraft. And according to Orb One's translations, Kylstar claims that he doesn't really have an agenda that he shares with Brainiac. And as a show of goodwill, he offers to return everyone to their respective home planets. However, Kylstar still invites them to join him on his mission if they choose so, and if anyone agrees to join Kylstar on his mission, he promises that they'll be treated well, but also promises them that they can take part in the glory of battle. Some aliens do accept Kylstar's offer, but we do see some of the Earth-based characters accept Kylstar's offer as well. Namely, Blockbuster, Black Adam, and Major Force agree to Kylstar's offer. Captain Atom, however, is against Major Force joining Kylstar on this mission. But Major Force responds he'd rather stick around with Kylstar over Captain Atom. Orb 1 translates that everyone has made their choices, so he sends everyone back to their... who chooses to. Yeah, so Kylstar transports everyone who wants to return home back to their respective homes. In the case of the Earth-based characters, we do see Superboy, Miss Martian, Superman, Wonder Woman, Captain Atom, Captain Marvel, the Terror Twins, Devastation, Mammoth, and Gorilla Grodd have all returned to Earth. After the characters who chose to return home have returned home, Kylstar has more to say, and Orb 1 translates that Kylstar's enemies, the ones responsible for enslaving his people, are exceptionally powerful, and Kylstar says that they're going to need to be prepared for confronting these enemies. Kylstar's idea of preparing is to conquer the galaxy. Major Force approves of this plan. So back on Brainiac's spacecraft, we do see Nightwing, Zatanna, Wonder Girl, Blue Beetle, and Sphere are able to fight Brainiac, or they're trying their best to fight off Brainiac. Soon enough, though, all the characters that were on Kylstar's spacecraft, and Lagoon Boy as well, who was waiting in Miss Martian's vehicle outside of Kylstar's spacecraft, they've been teleported into Brainiac's spacecraft. Martian Manhunter, Flash, and Atom also reboard Brainiac's spacecraft as well. Nightwing fills the new arrivals in on what's going on, and Lagoon Boy uses one of the weapons on Miss Martian's vehicle to blast Brainiac. Superboy picks up Brainiac's head and questions who Brainiac is exactly. But being a robot body, Brainiac's head is still active even though it's been blown off the rest of its body. And Brainiac scans Superboy to indicate that he is a Kryptonian, much to his surprise. But then the scanners of Brainiac indicate that Superboy is a Kryptonian clone, to be more specific, and Brainiac's head launches laser eye beams at Superboy's face. We then go back in time 5 years ago to Karak, more specifically Karak's capital city, where Suman Harjafti, the brother of Karak's president, Ruman Harjafti, jumps in front of his brother so that Suman is the one that takes the hit from Deadshot's attack. And Deadshot attempts to escape after making his attack, but Superboy, who is powered up by one of the shields, but also significantly enraged by said shield, arrives to stop Deadshot. And Superboy, in his exceptionally enraged state, proceeds to give Deadshot a rather brutal beatdown. Superman has to grab hold of Superboy, and he tries to talk him down from continuing to attack Deadshot. And Superman can only barely restrain Superboy in this state. Superboy tries to justify his actions as Deadshot deserves it for what he tried to do, but Superman says that the heroes don't operate that way. Miss Martian is also quite surprised to see Superboy's current enraged state. We then jump ahead of time 5 years, so we're back on Brainiac's spacecraft now. And Brainiac scanners conclude that Superboy doesn't have full Kryptonian DNA as a clone. But then Superman responds that Superboy is every bit a Kryptonian as him, Superman. And Superman uses his heat vision to destroy Brainiac's head. But then things are not done yet. Brainiac reveals that he has multiple copies of his robotic body. So now there's an army of Brainiac surrounding everyone. But Brainiac in the various different bodies are don't attack just yet, because Brainiac does confirm that Superman is indeed Kryptonian, but he's still quite puzzled how a Kryptonian can still be around given what happened to Krypton. But then suddenly there's an alarm going off in Brainiac's spacecraft, and Brainiac explains this is a warning that someone or something is tampering around with the probe that generated the force field around Metropolis. And Brainiac says this is a bad thing because if the force field is deactivated while the shrinking beam is still on, it will destroy the Earth. And the heroes respond that they have no way to contact the heroes within Metropolis because of the force field. So they request that Brainiac turn off the shrinking beam, and Brainiac agrees to do so because he clarifies he doesn't destroy worlds, he's merely a collector of worlds. So the shrinking beam has been deactivated, which means that Bumblebee and Beast Boy deactivating the force field won't cause any lethal attacks. Or won't cause any lethal harm to the planet, I should say. So the force field has been deactivated, and Plastic Man crosses over the trench to reach Batgirl, Jim Harper, and Black Lightning, who are on the other side of the trench. And we find out that Metropolis and everyone who was in Metropolis when the force field was activated have shrunken by about 20%. Or yeah, they're 20% smaller than they normally are. And we do see Brainiac clarifying that the heroes don't want him to collect Metropolis, and the heroes confirm yes, that this is their request. So Brainiac decides to agree to their request, because while Brainiac wanted to preserve the cultures of different planets, Brainiac concedes that a Kryptonian surviving means that Krypton's culture can prevail. And so preserving a city means that collecting doesn't have to be as absolute as what he's been doing. So Brainiac agrees, and he also intends to re-enlarge Metropolis that way. So, in other words, so Metropolis and everyone who was within the force field are going to be restored to their normal sizes. So the heroes relay the message to Beast Boy the heroes relay the message to Beast Boy and Bumblebee to reactivate the force field so that Brainiac will be able to return the city and everyone inside back to their normal size. And they let Batgirl know as well. So, yeah, Brainiac uses the re-enlarging beam in order to restore Metropolis and everyone inside back to their normal sizes. Once that's done, Nightwing questions what about the other cities from other planets that he's collected. But Brainiac says nothing can be done about that because the planets that those cities are from have been destroyed. So that's why he's been collecting them, actually. We then go back in time 5 years ago. So we're back in Karak's capital city. And the shield has worn off now. Superboy seems to be calm. And Miss Martian telepathically tries to tell Superman that Superboy had been improving with controlling his anger. So the outburst that they just saw is a surprise to her. Superman, though, flies off with Deadshot because Deadshot is in need of some medical attention. And Miss Martian thinks that at least Ruman Harjafti's life is saved and that they stopped Queen Bee from taking her revenge. We then jump to January 16th. We go a month later from December 1st during the time frame of season 1. So it's January 16 in Team Year 1, or the year 2011 if you're going by the calendar that the Young Justice crew used to base their timeline off of. So in any case, so in Karak, January 16 of Team Year 1, we see Queen Bee is riding in a pickup truck, and Queen Bee is explaining that Deadshot never misses his target, and that Deadshot wasn't aiming for Ruman Harjafti, he was aiming for Suman Harjafti. It turns out that Queen Bee's plan was for Suman to be seen as a hero to the people of Karak by taking the hit intended for his brother, and Suman is under Queen Bee's thrall. And Queen Bee clarifies she wasn't aiming for revenge, but rather good strategy. And the driver of the pickup truck that Queen Bee is in is actually none other than Garfield's mother, Marie Logan. She too is under Queen Bee's thrall. And Queen Bee reveals that Marie Logan is Queen Bee's revenge. And because Marie is under Queen Bee's thrall, Queen Bee orders Marie to drive off of a ledge and to the bottom of a waterfall, promising Marie that Marie's son Garfield is waiting down below, and that straight ahead is the fastest way down. And yes, obviously Marie does not make it. So then we go back to Metropolis on December 1st during Team Year 5, or the year 2015. And we see that Miss Harjafti's bodyguard is also under Queen Bee's thrall. Queen Bee has arrived with several other minions, and Queen Bee has captured Miss Harjafti and Bibbo. And while Miss Harjafti believes Queen Bee intends to take her life, Queen Bee clarifies that no, she doesn't intend to take Miss Harjafti's life. Because, like she said to Marie Logan with regards to Ruman Harjafti, her plan here isn't revenge but strategy, And we see what Queen Bee really has in mind. Two Krolataeans have entered robot duplicates of Miss Harjofti and Bibbo, so they're taking the place of the actual characters. At a later point in time, Beast Boy and Bumblebee have returned to Bibbo's diner, unaware of the fact that Miss Harjofti and Bibbo have been replaced with robot duplicates being controlled by Krolataeans. And Brainiac leaves Earth, and the heroes have all gathered back together. And they also noted that it seems very strange that two alien invasions have happened within the same day. And also noticing that there had been some other alien invasions before, but those were random occurrences years apart in comparison to what happened today. And Nightwing figures it's almost as if someone was kind of brought Earth to these aliens' attentions. And Superman, though, remembers that he forgot to question Brainiac if Brainiac had collected or preserved a city from Krypton. And we also see that the Terror Twins, Devastation, Mammoth, and Gorilla Grodd are hidden from the hero's line of sight because Gorilla Grodd has used the power of his mind to put an invisibility force field around them. And Gorilla Grodd tells the four other villains that they owe him now. Wonder Girl questions Blue Beetle how the day was, and Blue Beetle says he plans to join the Young Justice team now, although he disagrees with the Scarab, who doesn't want to join, but Wonder Girl is confused by Blue Beetle seemingly arguing with himself. We then go back in time 5 years ago, and we're back at Gotham City at Wayne Manor, where we find out that there are 4 minutes left for Robin and the girl who entered the closet for the Spin the Bottle game. Robin says that they don't have to do anything, even though everyone is expecting them to do so, and we find out that the girl is Barbara Gordon. But Barbara Gordon proceeds to kiss Robin. Now we jump ahead again 5 years later, but it's now past midnight, so it's now December 2nd, and we're in Bloodhaven, where Nightwing is returning home, but he sees Barbara Gordon waiting for him on the steps just outside of the door to his home. And Nightwing questions why they aren't a couple yet, and Barbara responds that, as Wally Westwood put it, Nightwing is a dog, and thus not ready for her. Not yet, anyway. But Barbara still wants to have Barbara came over to, so that they can celebrate Nightwing's birthday, even if it's a belated celebration by a few minutes. So Nightwing and Barbara enter Nightwing's home, and that's how we end this issue. So there you go. We've now finished this 6-part story for the Young Justice tie-in comics, which means we've also finished up the Young Justice tie-in comics overall now, at least for the time being, as of the recording of this video. So as for this particular part of the of this 6-part story, we do get some resolutions, and we wrap up the story, which answers a few questions. Like, this story actually provides an explanation why certain villains didn't appear during season 2, namely Blockbuster and Black Adam, for example. Those were villains that we didn't see during season 2, and we now have an answer for why that is. They were off helping Kylstar with his mission, and Kylstar intends to conquer the galaxy to prepare for confronting the ones that enslaved his people. So, well, Kylstar has competition when it comes to conquering the galaxy, as we see in season 2. And Major Force, who was considered Captain Atom's kind of sort of friend, or yeah, we see Major Force is on board with Kylstar's idea, so that definitely suggests some unflattering things about Major Force. And I admit I'm not too familiar with Major Force myself. He's a character I'm not too familiar with, so that did surprise me. And I'm wondering if we will find out more about Major Force. Like, maybe he'll appear in season 3, or maybe he can appear in the tie-in comics if they are able to restart them. Who knows? I guess we're just going to have to be patient and see how things unfold. And we did get to see Gorilla Grodd have a brief appearance again, which was nice. But like I said, unfortunately, Grodd otherwise didn't really get too much attention. But it was nice to see that they did bring him back, even if it was just briefly. And that's right, we do get a setup for season 2, because Bibbo and Miss Harjofti were captured, and they were replaced with robot duplicates being controlled by the Krolataeans. And the heroes find out about the Krolataeans and them impersonating Earthlings within the season 2 premiere. So that's another big reveal that happens, or setting up things to happen in season 2. And that's right, this at the end of this part, we also do see Blue Beetle has officially decided to join the Young Justice team now. So we do get an origin story for how Blue Beetle joined the Young Justice team, and I thought that was a cool touch, because during the time frame of season 1, the tie-in comics actually did cover how Artemis came to join the Young Justice team. So it's cool that they also covered the story of how a member of the Young Justice team joined the team during the time frame of season 2. So Blue Beetle in that case. That was a nice touch, I felt. And otherwise, oh, that's right, this is a big one. We actually do get to see a scene that was mentioned in season 2, the second episode of season 2, Earthlings. We actually see how Queen Bee took out her revenge on Miss Martian by having Marie Logan, ending Marie Logan's life. And we do see exactly how that happened. So Queen Bee was able to enthrall Marie Logan. And this does tie in with Queen Bee's powers as they were described in the episode Image, where it was described that Queen Bee could enthrall. The episode described it as most men and some women, so that falls in line with that. So that also seems to suggest why we haven't seen Beast Boy's father. And yeah, that's another detail. Greg Weisman mentioned in this adaptation, Logan is actually Marie's maiden name, so that's another detail. And this also reveals that while we do know that Garfield did end up staying with the heroes, the Young Justice team, with the support of the Justice League, of course, after Marie Logan lost her life, we do see that this actually happened not too long after season 1 ended. It was actually season 1 ended on New Year's Day of 2011, or Team Year 1, and so Marie Logan's passing happened a few days after that. So Garfield had been staying with the Young Justice team and the Justice League for quite some time now. And it was shown though, going by the designation number or the designation code, Beast Boy didn't actually join the Young Justice team until later on after some other members. And this actually does remind me, while Greg Weisman did provide a list of the designation numbers for the different categories for the Zeta Beam technology, there were some designation numbers that were missing for the authorized guest category. So if I had to take a guess, I think it's pretty safe to say that Garfield Logan was one of the is one of the designation numbers under the authorized guest category, at least before he got a designation number under the Young Justice Team category as Beast Boy. So again, that kind of does help to fill in some of the blanks of what happened during the 5-year time skip. And it really is unfortunate to hear that Garfield lost his mother earlier on than, at least when I first read the issue, I was surprised. I didn't think Garfield's mother's passing happened so soon after season 1. But like I mentioned in the recap and thoughts for the episode Earthlings, it is good to know that Garfield had the support of the heroes, the Young Justice Team, and the Justice League alike to help him out. And otherwise, I think that's essentially that covers the main parts for this particular part. But otherwise, so as of the recording of this video, we've now discussed all of the tie-in comics that are available for the Young Justice tie-in comics. Although, as I've mentioned before, there is a possibility that we could get more issues of the tie-in comics. But in order to do that, viewers, readers, fans in general would have to let Warner Brothers and DC know that there is a market for the tie-in comics. And it's been mentioned by Greg Weisman that purchasing the digital copies of the issues of the tie-in comics on Comixology is a great way to show that support. So if all goes well, maybe we'll have a chance to see the tie-in comics return. It would be nice to have more content for Earth 16's universe besides Season 3 of Young Justice. So we can only hope. I know I've done my part to help bring the tie-in comics back. Let's hope that other fans' efforts will show that there is a market for the tie-in comics. So for now, there is one more issue of the tie-in comics that was part of Free Comic Book Day, I believe. So it wasn't considered part of the numbered issues. I might try to provide a recap and thoughts video for that sometime in the future. But for now, we'll cross that bridge eventually, I'm sure. But we'll also eventually cross the bridge of providing recap and thoughts videos for Season 3's episodes once Season 3 becomes available to the public. But we're going to have to wait a while before that happens. So for now, we've covered quite a bit about Young Justice for the time being. And I do look forward to revisiting Young Justice once Season 3 eventually starts. But for now, there we go. As of this video, we've now discussed issue 25 of the Young Justice tie-in comics on this channel. Take care, and until next time.